Ned Stark stood firm, a solitary oak against the hurricane of King Robert's rage. News had reached the small council. Daenerys Targaryen, the last visible ember of a once great fire, was pregnant. Robert, a man whose hatred for Targaryens burned hotter than dragonfire, demanded her death. "A child, Robert," Ned pleaded, his voice a low rumble against the king's booming fury. "Even if the report is true, much can happen. The mother might miscarry, or the child could be born a girl or perish in infancy." "Pff," he scoffed. "I'll fear the Dothraki only when they teach their horses to run on water." Renly Baratheon, ever the opportunist, chimed in. "It was a mistake to let Viserys and Daenerys live this long." "Mercy is never a mistake," Ned countered, his gaze unwavering. "At the Trident, Sir Barristan Selmy slew a dozen of our friends, yet you absolved him and named him Lord Commander of your Kingsguard." "That's different," Robert roared, his face purpling. "Sir Barristan was a knight of the Kingsguard." "And Daenerys is a 14-year-old girl," Ned shot back. "Why did we overthrow House Targaryen, if not to end the murder of children?" Robert's answer was a guttural growl. "To put an end to Targaryens." Ned's voice hardened. How can a man who never feared Rhaegar Targaryen tremble at the shadow of an unborn child? "Enough!" Robert bellowed, his voice shaking the very stones of the council chamber. "A vote!" One by one, the councillors sided with their king, their eyes carefully avoiding Ned's. Only Sir Barristan, his face etched with ancient sorrow, spoke. "There is no honour in killing an enemy in his mother's womb." With the vote cast and the grim decision made, Robert's attention shifted to the gruesome details. Renly, ever helpful, suggested Sir Jorah Mormont, a disgraced knight desperate for a royal pardon. But Varys, the master of whisperers, dismissed the idea with a flick of his wrist. "Sir Jorah is unlikely to risk the Dothraki's wrath for the murder of a Khaleesi." Instead, the eunuch's eyes gleamed as he proposed poison. Perhaps the tears of Lys. Khal Drogo need never know it was not a natural death. The chilling mention of the tears of Lys seemed to stir Grand Maester Pycelle from his customary slumber. But Robert, in a surprising burst of antiquated honour, denounced poison as a coward's weapon. Ned's jaw clenched. "You debate an honourable way to assassinate a 14-year-old, he seethed. "If you must do this, Robert, do it yourself, the honourable way, among the first men." Robert stared, truly astounded. Ned actually meant it. "I will have no part of this." Rising from his seat, "You may do as you like." "As hand you will do as commanded," Robert snarled, "or be replaced by a hand who will." Ned slowly unpinned the badge of office from his chest. "Then good luck to my replacement," he said, dropping the heavy pin onto the table. "I thought you were a better man." He turned and walked away, the king's furious voice echoing after him. "If I ever see you again, Ned, I'll have your head on a spike." As Ned's boots echoed in the hall, he heard the council resume their grim discussion. Pycelle, no longer drowsy, was already prattling on about the Faceless Men of Braavos, a shadowy society of assassins. Littlefinger's oily voice cut in. "We could hire an army of sellswords for a fraction of the price." Back in the Tower of the Hand, a weary Ned summoned Vayon Poole, his steward. Their conversation was brief, filled with hushed arrangements for their return to Winterfell. The depth of Robert's hatred for a long-dead prince gnawed at him. And then there was Catelyn. What would happen when the king learned she had captured Tyrion Lannister? Robert might not care for the imp, but it would wound his pride, and Cersei would pour poison in his ear. Ned decided he and his daughters would leave first. The rest could follow. After Poole departed, Ned allowed himself a moment of longing for Winterfell, for his sons. But the anger soon returned, a cold, hard knot in his gut. The kingdom was adrift, steered by a king surrounded by cravens and flatterers who would beggar the realm or sell it to the Lannisters. And then there was the unresolved murder of Jon Arryn. A ship, he mused. A ship back to Winterfell, even if he preferred the King's Road. He could stop at Dragonstone, perhaps, and learn the truth from Stannis Baratheon. The more he considered it, the more Ned suspected the truth was a secret he might not want to know. His gaze fell upon the assassin's dagger, a silent, gleaming mystery. Was it connected to Aaron's death? Could Robert be involved? He remembered Catelyn's words. You knew the man, Ned. The king is someone different. He called Poole back. Find me a fast ship, a good captain. Quietly, quickly. If we can sail tomorrow, all the better. A knock at the door. Tomad announced Littlefinger. Ned almost sent him away, but reconsidered. Littlefinger sauntered in, a smirk playing on his lips. I've convinced the council to offer a lordship to any man who kills Daenerys, rather than hire the Faceless Men. Ned's disgust was palpable. Giving titles to assassins? Littlefinger's smirk widened. I did Daenerys more good than you did, my lord. Send a faceless man, and she's as good as buried. This way some idiot will likely botch the job and put the Dothraki on their guard. Ned stared, incredulous. Littlefinger had supported the proposal, yet now he expected Ned to believe he was defending the girl. You are an enormous fool, Ned Stark, Littlefinger drawled, his voice laced with contempt. You rule like a man dancing on rotten ice. I have had my fill of politics, Ned stated, turning away. If you're still in the city this evening, Littlefinger said, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper, I'll take you to the brothel my men have been searching for so ineffectually.